for us the imaginary number in this paragraph, Raymond. Nice and loud. All right, so for question number 2, it says if I squared equals negative 1, what is the value of I? Now, if I did something like this, x squared equals 4, how would you get rid of the power of 2? You're going to take the square root of both sides, and then you get x equals, pay attention, your answer is plus or minus 2. What does that mean? It means that you could put in for x positive 2 or negative 2. 2 squared would be positive 4, and negative 2 times negative 2 would also give you positive 4. So in this problem, I have I squared equals negative 1. Class, how do you get rid of the power of 2? So we take the square root of both sides. I is equal to? That would be the plus or minus the square root of negative 1, or to basically make it super simple, I is equal to, write it really big, that's why I'm writing in color here, the square root of negative 1. And the reason why I wrote it like that is if you look at the back of my wall there, the reason why I wrote I love math, hopefully each of the letters is a mathematical symbol. So this I here, let's summarize the big idea that we're going to be talking about for the next week or two. I is equal to what, class?
Negative 1.
Square root of negative 1. Class, the square root of negative 1 is equal to? I. Okay, that is acceptable. He says I squared times I squared times I. Isaiah, I squared is equal to what? Negative 1. So I have negative 1 times negative 1 times I. Isaiah, negative times negative. So I to the 5th power is equal to I. Raise your hand if you got that. All right, let's try the next one. Good job, Isaiah. Jeremiah. I to the 6th power is equal to? Correct. We learn in exponents when you're multiplying the same base, the i's, you just add the exponent. So that will give you to the 6. Jeremiah, I squared is equal to? And negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 is? Negative 1 is correct. Raise your hand if you got that. So these students are using the laws of exponents to break them apart and use the other puzzle pieces that we just figured out. I'm sorry? Did you do a different one? Joshua, I to the 7th. And I squared is equal to? So lots of blue here. So I have Joshua -1 times -1 times -1 times I. Negative I is correct. Raise your hand if you got that. And you could have done it a different way, right? You could have done like I to the 4th times I to the 3rd. Or something like that, right? I to the 4th times I to the 2nd, I times I. Would have been fine. Alonzo! Justin! And what is I to the 4th power? Oh. And 1 times 1 is? 1. So I to the 8th power is equal to 1. We're on a hot streak here. Let's keep going. Joe! I to the 9th. Diana. Yes. And Diana, what is I to the 3rd power? Green, green, look for the green. Negative what? Negative I. So Diana, you get negative times a negative times a negative. What's a negative times a negative? And negative, your negative times another negative. Positive. So I'm going to get I to the 3rd power. And I to the 3rd power is equal to? Yeah. So this would be, then you would go back to the same thing, like I squared equals times I. And then I squared is -1. So -1, no, that's not right. I did I to the 4th, watch this guys, I to the 4th, something crazy, watch this, squared times I. I to the 4th power is equal to what? 1. So, I don't know. I think 1 is an easy number to work with. So I have here 1 squared times I. 1 squared is? And 1 times I is just? I. So here, this is not wrong. I to the 3rd times I to the 3rd times that gives you I to the 9th. I to the 3rd is negative I. I squared is -1 times I. I don't know. This one's off. Does anyone know? See why? You don't know your paper. What'd you say, Raymond? Did you guys see Raymond's conjecture? He's saying that basically all of these rows are square root of -1s or just i's. These are all -1s. These are all negative i's, and these are all positive ones. So basically, Raymond recognizes that it repeats every 4th power of I. So when you're doing a problem like this, I would use I to the 4th power. I know a lot of you guys are using I to the 2nd, but I think I to the 4th power will take you a bit further.
wrong with you?